What's up, everybody? This is Zach with the Nerd Cave, and I'm joined along with the man,
as always,
the man, the myth, the legend, Sippy Cup Chuck.
No, that is not. It is Gus TT whatever. The second T is for talent.
No, this is Sippy Cup Chuck, guys.
No, gosh, no,
This
no.
is Sippy Cup Chuck.
Don't start this again. We've already established this.
No, it has started. I literally made my own list.
Oh no!
My own list of new nicknames for you that I add. And then I even, like, if I'm not, like, I have a certain way that I want to say it, I literally recorded myself saying it so I can reference back to it before I do the show. Yep.
And that's the show for today, guys. Bye.
Oh, so guys, we got an awesome show for you today. Make sure that you watch us live over on twitch.tv/nerdcavenetwork. And if you're watching over on youtube.com/nerdcavenetwork, that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and make sure that you tune in to all of our awesome content that we put out each and every week here. So guys, if you want to support the show, you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Be awesome. Become part of the ship, part of the crew there, just like our Patreon supporters, Brandon Hicks, Richard Newell, Marilyn James, Brittany Harrison, and Martin Sager. Thank you guys for all the awesome support. Let's get into the news, Derek. Microsoft acquired Discord, could acquire Discord if 10 billion talks go through. Could be completed by next month. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it's going to be a bad thing because having Discord as its own thing, they get to focus on it. Anytime Microsoft buys something, I feel like it gets a little worse.
Well, let's see with Bethesda, obviously, but
I'm talking about the computer side of things. Like,
computer, fair enough. The Windows 10 update.
Yeah.
But no, this is 10 billion with a B, guys, and this is a lot. Microsoft is just throwing around money left and right. Obviously, they bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion, so that now they're trying to buy Discord for $10 billion, and it makes sense, right? Because this is Microsoft's brand of, like, you know, they want to do gaming. Obviously, that's been the focus, especially under Phil Spencer, but they also want to bring an entertainment side. And for those who are forget history, they did try their own streaming service with Mixer a few years back, and that was somewhat successful for a few years. I know they got Ninja to go over there. I think they also got Shroud to go over there and be like the staple points for their Mixer streaming service. But it kind of fizzled out and staled out, and they closed it, I want to say, a year or two ago now. And they're just like, we need something else to run this. Let's run an established brand in Discord, because that does a lot. So
yeah, with Mixer, it closed at the beginning of this year, I want to say. So it hasn't been long closed and all of that. And all of the people that were on Mixer were given the option to go over to Facebook. Facebook, with Ninja and all of that, they decided not to go over there, which is the right choice. Ninja, I did the math. Ninja made like crazy money. Like within 6 months, he made millions of dollars. I can't remember the exact amount.
Wow.
I think it was close to like $90 million in like 6 months, because they had to pay out his whole contract because they were closing everything. Brandon says we're gonna have to find a new place to chat if Microsoft buys Discord. I'm hoping that, like, not a lot will change. There will be some more support for it and everything. I just hope that Microsoft doesn't come in and try to, like, make it a Microsoft thing. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's more annoying than Cortana or Internet Explorer or anything that, like, is Microsoft's, like, software based stuff. Like Docs and Excel and all of that's fine. It's been going on for a while, and I think they're pretty good products.
You have to try to mess those up.
Yeah, you do. But Internet Explorer, Cortana, like all of these things, not that good on the PC side of stuff. So
remember when they changed the voice recognition for the OG Xbox One with the Kinect from Hey Xbox to Hey Cortana.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I don't. I think Robbie has my Connect.
No.
Yeah, I think Robbie has my Connect. So I haven't had that in a long time, but
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where this goes. Continuing on with the Microsoft news, Xbox Live is becoming Xbox Network, also cutting gold requirement for party chat and free-to-play multiplayer games. I think this is a big move.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like Xbox Network, I know they're trying not to make it where it is just like a single entity, like it can be expanded and all of that. Just
Yeah.
like Nerd Cave Network, it can be expanded and all that kind of deal to fit multiple things under one umbrella and everything. I'm glad that we're seeing them cut the gold requirement for party chat and free to play
Yeah.
games because you look over on PlayStation side, that was already the thing over there. Like you
Yeah.
didn't have to have
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus to be able to do free to play games like Fallout, Fortnite, and Apex and all of that. That was already the thing over there. So I'm glad to see them doing that. Yes, they will lose probably some money, to be honest, because
Mhm.
all those Fortnite people will do it for free now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and too, like, it's one of those like duh moments, right? It's like why hasn't this been done before? Because for Fortnite, right? I was going to use the Fortnite example of the free to play multiplayer games. On PlayStation and Switch, you don't have to have an online service to play them. Microsoft was the only oddball that said you still need to buy Xbox Live Gold to play Fortnite. That's it, and that's like that's like one of the few games people would actively play. Majority of the time would be Fortnite. It's like, why do I have to pay this extra thing for a free to play game? So it's kind of a duh moment. Like we all know Xbox has had the best server support because they were the first ones to do it on console. So they protect their servers. They rarely ever get hacked, if anything. If anything, it's a minor thing. But it's always been one of those weird things. It's like, why do I have to pay for a free game?
yeah, yeah. And like there are so many games that do have that model. You think about Warzone, Fortnite, you've got Apex Legends, like I was saying, like there's so many bigger games that are on that, and with Xbox requiring it, that does. I think that would probably limit a lot of people playing it. Now that it's going to open up, I think that's going to be a really big thing. So, uh,
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what all they're going to include with Xbox Network as a whole. Um,
yeah. It's because I've got a quote here in the article that says Xbox's network refers to the underlying Xbox Online service, which was updated in the Microsoft Services Agreement. The update from Xbox Live to Xbox Network is intended to distinguish the underlying service from Xbox Live Gold memberships.
okay, well there you go, guys.
So it sounds like they're future proofing themselves with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just things like, hey, we're planning to probably expand our network or like to include more things in the future. So we're going to go ahead and make this change now. It's sort of like when Sony changed their branding, like their in-house studios, like they changed it to PlayStation Studios, but they went from Sony Entertainment, Sony, what was it? Sony something entertainment to Sony Interactive Entertainment, which is like, hey, all encompassing different types of like gaming media and gaming genres. This is Xbox kind of doing the same thing with their online network, especially if this includes if the Discord thing goes through, they're probably going to expand their umbrella for their online services.
Yeah, I hope that they don't get rid of like Discord as a name and like try to like slap some other mess on top of it. One thing I wanted to point out, it's interesting that this comes about a month or so after they tried to increase the price of Xbox Live Gold.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And now that they're switching this, I think that was kind of like a preemptive thing to like, oh, okay, we're going to charge more for this. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to, move it into this network thing. But yeah, this is about a month or so away from when they tried to increase the price of gold and everyone lost their ever loving mind because,
Yep.
hey, you can, you can, like you own it and everything, but don't expect everybody to stick around when if you're doing Xbox Live Gold and you increase the price, but you don't give anything extra, like people aren't going to be about
Yeah.
that life. People ain't about
This
that
is
life.
this is justification for changing the prices. Like, hey, we're expanding our network so that way we can raise the price and you don't complain to us.
Yeah, pretty much. If they would have led with this instead of the other, I think people
Yeah.
wouldn't have been that angry. Moving on. Epic
Oh,
is...
we got one thing from Brandon. He's like, free to play was like that back on Xbox 360.
I don't remember many free to play games back in the day, like on 360.
It was more like, I think, the arcade thing, maybe.
Okay, yeah, okay. I could see it back then, but you know, everybody love that money. Everybody love that money. Epic is going to be sending out surveys asking what Fortnite crossovers players want to see, such as Persona, Resident Evil, GTA, and more. I think, you know, like we've talked many times on the show, Fortnite is doing an amazing job of bringing in different properties. I saw someone that's my friend on Facebook. It's like, I only play Fortnite so I could kill somebody, win a game with Master Chief, do the Gangnam Style dance, and then play Ripley from Aliens.
Yes,
and it's
like saying that's crazy. What Fortnite has become, right? And it's like it's become this amalgam of just like, hey, and we were like serious battle royale, now to where just like, hey, we're just like one of those fun like amalgam genres that are like, hey, you loved Aliens, you love God of War, you love Halo, you love all these different properties. We're gonna make you enjoy this while like getting that victory royale type thing. We're gonna give you incentives to keep coming back. And Epic at this point has throwaway money. Like they can just be like, we'll buy this one, because that's just the highlights in the article. But I've got the expanding it and reading it, the possibilities, because apparently the survey's been out since August. And it's been sent out to select few players. I'm sure like the top Fortnite players or the top streamers who play Fortnite. But apparently the characters listed on there were Ethan, Jill, and Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil, Mega Man, Ratchet and Clank, interesting, Aloy from Horizon, that'd be fun, Joker from Persona 5, the Belmonts from Castlevania, CJ from Grand Theft Auto, and Mario, and Devil May Cry. Now I don't know if the Mario is from Nintendo or Mario is from the Grand Theft Auto world, but the Devil May Cry characters.
Say, I don't think Nintendo would like put Mario in a shooter. Like I know like Rabbids like, was one thing, but it wasn't like, you know, like it's not violent like Warzone or anything.
Right.
I don't know. I don't see like Mario.
Yeah, I can't see it
running around with a rocket launcher. You know what I mean?
It's a me.
Yeah, like I just don't see that being a possibility. You know, I don't think Nintendo would let that go through just because like they're very protective over Mario. Like any of their people, they're super protective over, but especially Mario. I don't feel like they're going to be getting that one. But some very interesting ones in there. GTA would be really cool. Like I wish they would expand that. Like if like Trevor was on there, like that would be hilarious. Because I think he's a much bigger character than CJ was, in my opinion.
Yeah,
a lot of people quote Trevor over CJ anytime.
Yeah, by far.
He's the one that's memorable from that game. You know, and seeing like Resident Evil in there, Lady Beaumont, is that the 7 foot tall like?
Yeah, that's the tall woman.
Yeah, okay. You know, I'd be curious to see like what they get from this and everything. Be awesome to see Goku. Just saying.
Well, and you know, they've also when I go further down the article, that apparently they're going to also maybe expand to TV and film. Because they mentioned the Minions, the Grinch, Mickey Mouse, and Shrek characters.
I can't see Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
You know, I can't see Mickey Mouse. You know, Donkey. Shrek, I could see them, you know, but Mickey Mouse, I can't see Mickey Mouse running around with the Uzi.
No,
like I just can't,
by far.
Give
me money.
Yeah, Jug or whatever, Jug, whatever it's called. I don't remember. I hadn't played it so long.
Have you seen? Obviously, I'm not going to talk about it on this stream. I'm just going to hint at it. Have you seen like the deranged Goofy one, like the little like short of that, where he's like he's like, yuck, I'll do it again.
Brandon says they want to do CJ due to the recent hype over one scene from GTA 5. I guess I'm out of touch on that one, but I could see why, you know. But I I know who I would want to see in the game if I ever played again. Derek, do you want to become Fortnite streamers with me?
No, I can't do battle royale. I'm sorry. That's the
Come
one.
on, man.
Maybe how about this? Not Fortnite. Maybe Apex. Maybe you can talk me into Apex, but not Fortnite.
Dude, if I build, you shoot. Eh?
Maybe. Well, I'll leave it open for discussion.
All right, guys, moving on to another game that just needs love. It needs a whole lot of love.
What's
Fallout.
love?
Fallout 76 unveils the 2021 roadmap, comprised of 4 seasons with new content, events, and more.
Yeah, and we've kind of talked about, it's a recurring theme because I know we talked about when I went on my rant about a month ago about live service games just kind of dropping the ball. Fallout 76 was one of those that came up, and as Division's given a roadmap, Avengers is given a roadmap. It's like, all right, what's Fallout 76? Is it dead? Because they had a whole roadmap planned out, like with Battle Royale and a bunch of different modes before COVID hit, and then it just kind of went by the wayside. So they're kind of bringing it back, it looks like, because apparently Bethesda wants to make good on their investment with this property, but they're breaking it down into the 4 seasons over the coming year. In spring, we're going to get the Locked and Loaded expansion where it says prepare yourself for year 3 of Fallout 76 with an update focused on ways to upgrade your camp, your person, and your arsenal, and include camp slots, special loadouts, daily ops expansion 1, plus crafting sliders, console aim assist, and camp mannequins. In summer, we're looking at getting Steel Rain, which has forged the future of the Appalachian Brotherhood in the conclusion of the Brotherhood of Steel storyline. Complete new quests, meet new NPCs, explore new locations, and earn powerful new rewards. Will include the legendary crafting and legendary power armor, and it will include Season 5 unlimited ranks. Then in fall, we're looking at Worlds Are Changing in Season 6, which doesn't give much other than stay tuned later this year for the next expansion of Private Worlds, or next evolution of Private Worlds, which will include the Daily Ops expansion 2. And then finally in winter, we got the Tales from the Stars. Stars have aligned in the wasteland, marvel at the discovery of new legends and the reappearance of an Appalachian myth. Will include the 4-star legendaries, seasonal event The Ritual, Invaders from Beyond, public challenge, and daily ops surprises, and then the plus is camp pets. So, a lot to look forward to. One, in the fall expansion that they're going to talk more about, you can only assume that's going to be like a big, meaty expansion that's going to expand the story, expand the world, probably include a new hub area that they can't talk about yet. So, is there any of that strike your fancy?
The one thing that struck me, and not necessarily like my fancy, but camp mannequins.
Yeah,
gotta love me some camp mannequins.
I'm sure that's gonna be like a shooting range, maybe. I don't know.
Like you get to build like out your settlement and that sort of deal. So mannequins you can fill. I don't know. I have no idea. That's all I can come up with. I'm glad that they're like doing more Brother of Steel. Like I remember they like brought that into the game and everything. I'm glad they're wrapping it up because the Brotherhood of Steel is like one of my favorite factions out of Fallout and everything. But it's nice to hear. It's different to execute, so I'm curious to see if this actually will be executed on completely and fully, because we've seen a lot of roadmaps for a lot of games that never finish.
Or completely change about a month or 2 in.
Yep. I'm looking at you, Apex, and I'm also looking at you, Friday the 13th. You disappoint me. You disappoint me. But I'm glad to see, and I think now that Microsoft owns this, because you got to remember that Microsoft now owns Fallout 76. They're going to definitely push this as something big. So I'm curious to see, moving forward where it's all going to go and the support that it will get. So I'm hoping. Welcome Murdoch in the chat. And
hey, what's up?
First part of it is really good and funny. It was the best ever. I gave Derek a new nickname today.
Oh gosh.
Sippy Cup Chuck, guys. Sippy Cup Chuck.
That's
Moving
not
on.
going to stick.
Oh, it will. Until the next episode where I've got an even better nickname for you.
Oh gosh.
Chuck, see, it's already in the chat, guys. It's already confirmed. Moving on. Watchdogs Legion roadmap. Aiden Pierce confirmed for June. Assassin's Creed crossover event for August. I almost said Animal Crossing on that one.
Animal Crossing.
Because Amy always puts AC on there.
And see, speaking of roadmaps, like obviously this is technically not a live service, but Ubisoft, with a lot of their games, they went open world. A lot of their games are making live service. So this is technically a live service game, but it's an interesting roadmap because they have things planned out for like the next 4 months. Or roughly 4 months, because in April, later in April, they have a new playable hero, Mina Sadu, a new mission for that will probably include her character. For multiplayer, they're going to add new co-op missions, new assignments, advanced character customization, new characters, DJ, and first responder. Then in May, it's going to just be all multiplayer updates. You're looking at Tactical Op 2, PvP Invasion, PvP Extraction, which, if you remember, they kind of had that in Watch Dogs 1. That was like their first introduction in Watch Dogs 1, was like, hey, you could be doing anything, all of a sudden you get invaded. Like, you can turn that feature off, obviously, if you didn't want to get invaded every 5 minutes, but it's like, hey, this one player's here to, like, take you out, stop them, or go in their game and chase them. So they're bringing that into this, it looks like. In late June, we're going to get the first story expansion for it, Watchdogs Legion Bloodline, which will new playable hero Aiden Pierce from the first game, new playable hero Wrench from Watchdogs 2. Then in August, you're looking at another new playable hero in Darcy, new missions, and then a new world event, which is going to be for multiplayer, which is the Assassin's Creed crossover. I haven't played Legion. I've heard mixed things, mostly positive, but it's like it's one of those games that got a rough start, and then they worked it through. Now with the online editions, I'm excited. It's interesting because when they first unveiled this of like Aiden Pierce as a playable character, I thought it was just going to be a playable character, but it looks like he may have a story mission surrounding him too. And I'm just like, Aiden Pierce is not that great of a protagonist from Watch Dogs 1. Like, the story was good. It just was like turned into like your typical revenge tale. I'm just like, gotta go avenge my family.
Yeah.
Swear to me.
Like, he was pretty much just a cardboard cutout of a character.
Exactly.
The second one, like, I don't remember the cat's name, but the character was a lot more interesting in the second one. I didn't play all the way through. I haven't ever finished a Watch Dogs game. Like, I get into it, and then it's like, yeah, okay, I'm tired.
Yeah, and Wrench is obviously the most iconic of the character and from Watch Dogs 2, so it makes sense that they're adding him. Because it was almost like Watch Dogs 2 was the better game. How are you going to just like shuffle that to the side of like having a character brought into Legion? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that because I think with the season pass of Legion, they wanted to tote Aiden Pierce as a playable character because you got the remastered version of 1 or like the complete edition of 1 in the season pass. So I think that's why they touted Aiden Pierce so much. But I guess either they figured, Wrench was always going to be included too, or enough fan backlash was like, hey, include a character from Watch Dogs 2. I hated Watch Dogs 1. Don't care for this.
I'm pretty sure they heard enough people complaining like, Aiden Pierce, why would I ever want to play as him again? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's got a cool character design and all of that, but like Watch Dogs 1 felt kind of short. Murdoch was saying, I only played 10 minutes of Watch Dogs, the first one, and never picked it back up. And then he got tired of Assassin's Creed after Black Flag, got tired of all the running around.
Yeah, and that's the tendency for open world games. Would recommend going back and try Odyssey. But if you don't like running around, you're going to do a lot of running around in Odyssey. So maybe not do that, but definitely get back. If you haven't played one in a while, play Odyssey. I'll ship that game.
Dude, like, okay. I'm just going to put this out here.
Okay.
Origin is an amazing game. And people sleep on Origin, and it annoys me so much. Everybody's like, Odyssey. It's like, no. You go back and you play Origin. Do it. Do it.
So,
do it.
I agree with you. However, and here's my pushback, right? Origins was the changing of the guard of Assassin's Creed formula, more RPG, like more like loot investment.
I know.
Definitely changed some mechanics for the better. Odyssey took that and improved upon it. That's why everyone's so on for Odyssey too. You know, like I'm not saying like I need to go back and finish Origin because I never gave it a fair shake because it came out. Hold on. It was the year I was graduating college, and I wanted to make sure I graduated before getting into any video games. But Odyssey, you know, I think it had to do with like because everyone's on about the Greek mythology. You know, like I'm a personal appreciator of the Greek mythology, so
same.
I just enjoyed Odyssey more.
Mythology. I'm not a mythologist.
Okay. But no, I agree. Origins doesn't get its fair shake, and you know, I 100% agree. I'm just saying Odyssey does it better.
Agree to disagree. Also, with Watchdogs Legion, I think this weekend is the free to try or free to play weekend for Watchdogs Legion. So, guys, if you've been interested in trying the game before buying it, this is the weekend to do so. So, jump into your stores on whatever console or whatever you're on and try it out.
So, and I was going to say too, the Assassin's Creed crossover makes sense for two reasons. Why? For two reasons. One, because Ubisoft always likes to do crossovers with their other games. They have like Division, Watchdogs, Rainbow Six. They always like it's mostly been cosmetic. They rarely do like actual in-game events other than just like, hey, beat this mission and gain this collectible or like this armor set for your character.
Splinter Cell. That was a real mission.
Oh yeah, you're right. Splinter Cell. Yeah, in Wildlands, wasn't it? Yep. Did they bring it back for Breakpoint or no?
I don't know. Breakpoint sucks, so
you know. That's beside the point. And then the other one is like, ever since Watch Dogs 1 came out, there's always been speculation that the worlds of Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed are interwoven and intertwined. So it kind of makes sense, like whether it's official or not, whether Ubisoft will ever admit it or not, they like to keep that intertwining of it, you know, going. And it's a multiplayer event, which is intriguing. I wonder if it's going to be like a fragment, like a memory fragment that you jump into, or like a character from Assassin's Creed jumps into the modern realm, or like some type of history piece. I'd like to see what that crossover event's going to entail, but we'll find out in August.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Altair will jump out and just start shaking people just left.
I know. What is this time period? Why are the horses flying?
Murdoch says Breakpoint is just okay. Wildlands is the better game. 100%. Wildlands was way better. Breakpoint.
Yeah.
I played like 6 hours of it, and that's about all I could do.
I mean, it has a cool concept. One, I hated the fact that you always had to be connected to internet to play it. It's just like, I mean, I have internet obviously, but at the same time, it's like, why do I have to do it to play the story? It's never been. It never was that in Wildlands. But the other thing was that the whole reason, because the game, like they had super hype around it, right? And it was definitely intriguing, like with the drone and like the machine enemies factored in. At the same time, it's like it felt half baked. And it felt like just copy and paste from like the whole thing when people got mad about Far Cry 4 just reskinning Far Cry 3's map in it. This felt like the same thing, just like copy and paste from Wildlands to Breakpoint. And I think people caught on to that. It's one of the reasons Ubisoft investors like tore Yves Guillemot a new one about, you know, them putting out sequels, one right before the new console and then just rushing the sequel.
Yeah. I like John Barrowman in there was great as a villain and everything. It just
John Bernthal.
Yeah, there you go. John Barrowman. That's the guy from Arrow. And he was on Doctor Who and all that. That would have been great too, man. I like both of them. That'd be awesome.
Me too. So
Ghost Recon, whatever. That I've given you your new villain, John Barrowman.
John Barrowman. Now, would you rather have John Barrowman or would you have Manu Bennett?
Oh, I think we need both. Not in the same game, but both are like, well, no, Manu Bennett's not an archer, but you know, Put an
Yeah.
arrow in
Well,
his eye.
I was gonna say, I know we just ripped Ubisoft for copying and pasting stuff, but they could really do if they want to continue that trend in a good way. They could just redo how they did Far Cry 3, where Manu Bennett's like the crazed wacko running the island, and then John Barrowman's like the calm, cool, collected, but he'll still rip your eye out character like over him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That'd be cool. Let's catch up with chat real quick. Murdoch says, I think I'm about 40% into Breakpoint and then dropped it, but would pick it up just to play and have fun. They added some new features to the gameplay in Breakpoint, though.
mhm.
The dirt camo was neat. And then
Yeah.
Walking Dead, Cole Walker.
Yep.
Yeah, like the dirt and all of that, like they had a lot of cool stuff. It just, like, overall, it just did not work well.
Yeah, no, they had some good features, and like he said, they did add an update to where like the gameplay is like more refined, like a little bit better, and I think the drop rates are better too, but
Yeah.
still doesn't fix the bland generic story.
Yeah. You know what's not bland and generic? The possibility of a new Nintendo Switch. This is
Mhm.
reportedly to have better graphics for a higher price this holiday. Will reportedly use the NVIDIA graphics card chip and be $50 to $100 more. And I know we've talked a lot about the possibility of this new console. I'm really excited about it. I think $100 more is, not too much to ask for it.
No,
It being having a better graphics card or graphics chip in it, being, that plus being 4K when you dock it and having a bigger screen. I think this is like a no-brainer for Nintendo here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's look, and I said this on a couple shows ago, right? Last year obviously was understood because of COVID that they didn't want to put out a new hardware thing in the midst of all this craziness. Then they came out right from what was it, January, February. It's like, we're not doing a Switch Pro, and it's like, no, you need to do one this year. It's about time. Like, Sony and Microsoft just dropped new consoles, which already the Switch is already vastly underpowered. Well, I shouldn't say vastly, but it definitely is underpowered compared to the other consoles. Now that they drop these new models, it's vastly underpowered now, and it's like you need to have something that. And it's like I said before, you don't need to compete with them, but you need to be relevant, and you need to stay, and you need to get up with the times, so to speak. Like, even if your games can't run 4K, well, like run as smoothly, like have all the ray tracing and all the bells and whistles the PS5 and Series X does, if you have a well polished game, it needs to at least have 4K at the bare minimum. And I think having the NVIDIA graphics card chip is going to make it powerful enough to it says 50 to 100. I think 100 is the safe bet because when the PS4 Pro came out, it was $400. I know the One X was 500, and it just makes sense to have it at a higher price point for what the tech they're going to put into it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. That probably after getting a PS5, that would probably be the next purchase of a console.
Yeah.
PS5 is on the horizons, at least. Especially since Derek never shows his any love, guys. And make sure you join us for our free show each week so you don't miss out on what is Derek playing on his PS5.
I know. But just to shush. Just to expand upon it too, like the updated CPU will increase memory, allowing for better looking games and faster processing. The new chip will apparently include support for NVIDIA's deep learning super sampling, which uses AI upscaling to offer 4K resolutions without the associated hardware strain. So it looks like they're taking at least like the faster downloads, the improved loading times. Like it's going to be up there with like PS4 Pro and One X, right? I don't think it's going to be up there with Series X and PS5 in terms of like Miles Morales. You open it and then like less than 5 seconds, you're already at the main menu.
Yeah. I think
So.
At least being at the top of the last gen's models will.
Yeah.
I think that's. Like you said, you don't have to compete with them, but you need to at least be,
that needs to be
relevant.
the minimum, at least,
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, there is the main topics of the show. We're fixing to jump into the quick hits with Derek. Before we do that, make sure, guys, to go over to patreon.com/nerdcave to support us so you get more awesome shows like this each and every day. Keep the lights on, and you get to be called a crewmate. Will you be a deckhand? Will you be a gunner? Will you be a first mate? Who knows? Only you do. So go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Support it over there.
You have the power.
You have the power. Build it beautiful. All right, Derek.
All right.
Here we
So
go.
the quick hits for this week are Avengers adds unique dog petting animation for each hero, which obviously for those who aren't up to date, with the Hawkeye expansion, they added in his dog companion, and it makes sense, right? Because like every game that people have always been fighting since dog companions or like any kind of pet companion was in a game. It's like, can I interact with you? Can I pet you? You know, and so it's like a disappointment now if you can't pet, you know, an animal. So glad to know that's going to be in there. And unique animation for each hero. Zach, this one's for you. The Jackbox Party Pack 8 to arrive this fall. I know you're a big proponent of the Jackbox games, especially for for streaming events and whatnot, community game nights. In a sad bit of news, Back for Blood, which is the Left 4 Dead spiritual successor, delayed to October 12th with the beta coming this summer. Originally, the beta was supposed to be coming out. I know they just had an alpha. The beta was supposed to be coming out in the next couple months because the game was originally slated for June. Fortnite and Rocket League Llama Rama crossover event is going on now and will run until April 9th. So if you're a fan of either of those games, you can check that out. Call of Duty
by the same company.
Exactly. I was saying, I wonder how they managed to get this rolling. Call of Duty 2021, reportedly titled World War II Vanguard, will be developed by Sledgehammer, which makes sense. Their last game was World War II, and we all remember the rumblings of over a year ago where it was like, hey, Sledgehammer's next game not going so well. So Treyarch, we need you to push yours up a year, and Sledgehammer is going to be when it's ready. So it looks like it's going to be on track for this year. Only makes sense. This one's intriguing too. Niantic, which if you remember, they're the people who make Pokemon Go, announces a new AR game involving Pikmin. So and that's kind of like another one where it's like, duh, like why hasn't this been done already? But you know, Pokemon Go definitely had an up and down first couple of years, but then when they finally found the formula, they seem to have been seeing immense success and immense numbers increase. So I think it's Niantic's time to like, hey, let's do our new one.
Yeah, this one, I don't think this one's going to catch on. To be 100%,
I don't think so either. This is definitely going to be niche.
Yeah, like Pikmin's awesome. I've always loved Pikmin. Want to play, I would love to get a new Pikmin out and everything. Yeah. But I do not think this is going to have the same meteoric success as Pokemon Go, because Pokemon like reaches so many different generations. Pikmin, like you said, is a very niche game. So I'm curious why they're doing this, but it makes sense for like, finding them and all of that. I just don't understand like it's a lot of money to invest in something. So
exactly. So I guess we'll see. If who knows? Who knows? There have been things that have come out that we think will never catch on, and sometimes it does. So we'll have to be a wait and see. Yeah. This one's for Amy. Animal Crossing New Horizons Island Tour creator is now out. Halo Infinite may feature Spartans from the extended universe. Two new Xbox.
I'm excited about that. If they bring in a lot of the Spartans that I've got to know in the books and everything, I'll be excited about that. That's
which would make up for not having playable elites, as we discussed in last week's episode.
And no dual wielding.
Exactly.
I'm disappointed in you.
I wouldn't say this is a full pardon, but at least it's a step in the right direction for them.
They're still going to serve a life sentence.
I know. 2 new Xbox Series X and S controllers revealed. Electric Volt, which is like a neon yellow type design, will be out April 27th. And Daystrike Camo, which is a red camo pattern, coming out May 4th, Star Wars Day. This one kind of surprised me. Only the fact that I forgot, 1, it was a thing, and 2, it's still relevant. PUBG Mobile has been downloaded 1 billion with a B times. Still shocked that that's the thing, but it shows that more people are interested in playing the mobile version than the actual game. Because I haven't heard mum on the actual PUBG game in months.
Oh yeah.
And then the last one's more of like a PSA, like I did with the Super Mario 3D All Stars thing. Sony reportedly set to close PS3, Vita, and PSP stores this summer. So, guys, if you're still playing on any of those that you want to buy digital things, anything off the stores, do it now because summer's fast approaching.
Why? I don't care about the PS3, but the Vita.
Yeah, I know.
The Vita.
Apparently, they don't believe the Vita is wanting to. Apparently, the Vita's on life support, and Sony's like wanting to pull the plug.
Vita lives. I don't care. These haters at Sony don't like the Vita. Do something. Take over. Take power over. Like become the new president.
The Vita will live in our memories after it comes summertime.
Sad day. Murdoch, thank you for the 100 quick hits for the bits. Thank you, man, for supporting the show. So there you go, guys. There's all the nerdy news that you need to know for this week. Make sure that you come and watch us live over on twitch.tv/nerdcave network. And if you're watching over on youtube.com/nerdcave network, make sure to let us know what your favorite story is and what you're looking forward to getting in the near future. Guys, this has been Zach
and Derek.
Sippy Cup Chuck for Nerd Cave. Y'all have a blessed week.